Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Chris Collins, and this one is quite popular. I think second to Forbidden Apple, this one I hear the name floating around in the space when it comes to this house. So, Chris Collins fragrance, you guys have been asking for it. Strap up, let's go for that ride. All right, welcome to the scent bubble. I am your host for the evening. I need some water, man. Today, from the house of Chris Collins, we have African Rooibos. Does it have something on the bottom? No. Okay. All right. What can I give you about this scent? Unisex. So far, all these fragrances have been unisex. A lot more votes on this fragrance, 600. So Forbidden Apple had like 100. The Lust fragrance had like 200. This one has 600, 4.39. So it's a mass appeal score, launched in 2021. So that makes sense. It's been out for 5 years now, and it's been out much longer than the other scents. Classified as a woody fragrance for men and women. And there's a different perfumer here. So it looks like Chris is curating perfumers' work with this, or maybe works with a team or something. But let's just go ahead and dive right in. 2 sprays on each. I generally spray the skinny side, but in this case, it's helping me to smell the larger side of the test strip. Do it how you want. Cool scent. Cool scent. This is texturally similar to Prada L'Homme Intense, but it has a lot more cool stuff going on in the background. It's imagine Prada L'Homme Intense with some pepper, some green, some somewhat even herbally, citric. It's got a lot more flair going on with it. Really cool scent. Again, I hate to say this, guys. I hate to say it. But on my skin, it's simpler. That opening, I love it on the test strip, man. I love it on the test strip. This is a lot more complex in terms of me not being able to make out particular notes compared to the other two. But so we're going to have to switch screens even quicker for me to see what's going on. But this is a very Four Seasons fresh scent with a lot of complexity. I'm thinking about fragrances like Prada L'Homme Intense. I'm thinking about Amberful. And I'm even thinking of, I don't know, there's just some really cool density to this. Let's go ahead and switch screens. Black pepper, cardamom. That's what I'm smelling, that cardamom black pepper. Rooibus tea. So that's that kind of medicinal vibe I'm getting. Orris. I love Orris. Orris is just amazing. And I'm happy to have seen it in 2 of the 3 fragrances we've evaluated so far. Immortelle, definitely get that. And Woods. I got to put the test strip away. I feel like with the Chris Collins fragrances, the test strip is so deceptive compared to skin. I'm just going to rely solely on my skin from here out. I got to do another spray, guys. My biggest question with this house so far is, why does the test strip smell virtually 50% different than the skin dry down? That is my biggest question. Looking at these notes, this is a very cool masculine concept, even though it's marketed unisex. I do think it is a unisex scent, but yeah, you get so much of the Rooibus tea and the cardamom and the Immortelle in the opening. You get a lot of it. But in that dry down, man, I got to switch screens because, man, this is really kind of irking me at this point. What does it remind people of? Dynasty from Latafa, that's a tea fragrance. Colonnaise from Nishane, I could see that for sure. Ramad Myrrh from Arabia Prestige. Tobacco Vanille. There's a lot of scents. If you guys saw the listing of... Look at this. I got to actually show it to you guys. Look at all these scents it's comparing it to. Now you guys can see the brain frazzle I was going through smelling that opening. So many different scents here. Okay, let's switch. I'm going to keep it so tall with you guys. The Rooibus tea note is a fleeting memory fast. It coats a lot of the fragrance in the opening, but the dry down, I am essentially getting a 60% dry down of straight bergamot and cedar. About 30%, 20% of Rooibus tea. And it's kind of this Mask Milano Russian tea kind of tint, but it's a lot more watery. Very much light. So Russian tea, extra fragile-calistic light compared to actual Russian tea, the scent. So 60% bergamot cedar, 20% this Rooibus tea red water tint. It's kind of a red tea, like a hibiscus or something like that. And then 20% left of kind of cardamom, peppery, immortelle. But I really feel the dry down is so simplistic compared to the opening. The opening is truly special. It had so many components to it, and the dry down feels like 50% of that. I just don't understand how much top note complexity is in this scent. And I feel as though the weakest part about these fragrances so far is the heart, because the heart should connect the concept into the base to almost phantom feel like you're still getting the richness and depth, even though it has a simplistic dry down. But I'm not getting that. I'm getting a lot of immortelle in the back. Like, again, cedar bergamot, 60%, 20% of tea, and then a 20% mostly an immortelle cardamom thing in the back. But it's in the back, so it mostly just feels like a citric wood fragrance with a little bit of tea on the back. But the tea is not, oolong. It's not yuzu. It's not medicinal. It's this red hibiscus flavored kind of tea that kind of has, some interest to it. But as a scent profile, it feels confused and not American. And that's such a weird thing to say. But what I'm trying to say is the connection that you would have to this, it feels very much like a foreign concept as a scent profile. And it feels weak on skin. I feel like I would have to really cake the sprays on this to enjoy it. And even then... And maybe that might change things. I've often said on my channel, whatever I'm saying, take that and double it, and that might be your experience, because if you're spraying these out of a full atomizer, the experience will be more robust for longer. But I feel as though on my skin so far with these transitions, they're so fast, and the transition is so different than the opening. You almost lose 40% of the quality of the opening into the dry down. Now, as a scent profile, I'm actually going to give this an 8 comparatively to the other two scents, because it's a little bit more stable. It remains a little bit more complex, and it feels the least clone-ish out of all of them, but not by much. Like, this gets an 8.0 for me. And I'm not impressed. There's not a lot of wow factor. Again, there's a lot of wow factor so far. We've tried the Lust, the Forbidden Apple, and now the African Rooibos. There is so much joy and wow factor in the opening of these fragrances. I can't even stress that enough. But what you get on the skin and what you experience is whatever it is, whether you call it quality or not, it's almost half of what the opening was. And that's really messing with the wearing experience for me in terms of what my nose is able to pick up and my perception of the quality of this scent. This is a Four Seasons fragrance. I think it leans masculine due to the earthiness, but just barely. You know, a quirky, artsy chick could definitely rock this. Age-wise, I feel like it's 25, 30 and up-ish. Occasions feel weird to me on this. This is almost functioning like an upscale casual, but it's not that upscale. It's just, you know, when you smell something that's unfamiliar, so that can give you the illusion of complexity and depth and richness, when really it's just not a familiar scent profile to you. But normally those types of scents come with the type of richness and depth where you can still respect the quality, and because it has the depth, this just feels like a foreign smell somewhat. But and again, the Rooibus tea seems like it has a stain on this fragrance style that is very noticeable. I think if you're intimidated by fragrances like red tobacco or Mask Milano Russian tea, this could be a great light alternative for you. But there's just it's not exciting to me. I need to smell full bottle presentations of this and see how they perform and see if I'm getting that dry down experience that I'm getting with these. 8 out of 10. Almost perfectly unisex with a masculine lean. Four Seasons. Alternatives to this, again, Russian tea or red tobacco intense. Russian tea feels like 4 or 5 times more substance than this fragrance while still offering what this offers. And price point wise, you can get a Mask Milano for much cheaper and it functions like an extrait. So even though you only get 30 mLs of Mask Milano, that's all you need. It's 2-spray killer. Whereas this feels very much like, you know, thank God if you get 6 hours on this. It's quiet on skin, 2 feet of projection. You know, it's a quiet bubble. I don't get a lot of sillage with this. Let's see what people are saying about the performance. Extremely moderate. So I think you could probably get 6 hours if you just coated the sprays on this. Man, my let's see what some people are saying. You know, there are people that are enjoying this. Let's see. Okay, let's listen to a couple of these. I just to provide some balance to kind of my lackluster review here. I'm going to read you a couple of reviews. Some person said, I'm going to say it. This might be the greatest tea scent in my collection. It's everything you'd want from a tea scent. Sophisticated, warm, citrusy, a hint of spice. It's photorealistic, but so incredibly wearable. This is the kind of scent you can dress up in a suit or dress down in some jeans and still feel elegant. I do feel like this is jeans and a white tee all day long, but it's an older gentleman with jeans and a white tee. This is the kind of scent you can dress up in a suit or dress down in some jeans and still feel elegant. Not a huge projector, but it absolutely leaves a scent trail that draws people in. Stunning. Another individual said, African Rooibos is definitely a unique tea scent. It isn't as spicy as others have stated, but a pleasant steeped Rooibos tea nonetheless. The opening is actually somewhat soapy. I agree with that. But it's in the background, which is fine with me, which I would assume is attributed to cardamom, ? Bergamot and pepper assist a watery aquatic note, some type of aroma chemical that I've found in tea fragrances that provides a steeped tea watery-like texture to steer the fragrance out of the soapiness territory. Immortelle is providing a subtle mapley caramelized hue. No. Not in a gourmand way, just to add twist and nuance. Nothing pronounced. Maybe the tonka provide. Okay, now he's fantasizing. I don't pick up on either of the tonka bean or the gourmandness. The composition is a little more synthetic than I expected, but it still smells nice. I'm not an expert in Rooibus tea, but it certainly seems ballpark. It's fairly expensive, like the whole Chris Collins line. And I agree with a lot of that sentiment. Like, it's got some great ideas. It feels synthetic, but not as synthetic as clones. Like I said, it just feels like a game of spades level quality. Weak projection, but the skin staying power is good. I don't get why people are complaining about longevity or projection. This had lots for both of me. I was hoping for a little bit more. What are we at? 15 minutes. A lot of people are enjoying this. I mean, I'm enjoying it more than the other two, but not by much. It's very simplistic to me. Yeah, and again, I think maybe for me, what it comes down to is the price point compared to what I'm smelling. That's probably a lot of it, because if this scent was 50 to 100 bucks, I wouldn't bat an eye. It's of quality and it's creative. But to price this in an arena as niche or artisanal niche, independent niche, whatever you want to call it, it's a cheap designer. It's a cheap designer base with a sophisticated mask on. And so it's deceptive in that way, because the dry down is just a different experience. But if you were just smelling it in the store out of a fat atomizer, my mind would be blown away by all of these concepts so far. But if you took long enough to walk outside and go get in your car and drive home and then smell it, I feel like you would feel like, wait a second, what fragrance did I just put on? That's crazy. But anyways, I think I've given you guys enough information. Definitely get your nose on this house. Don't be deceived by the openings, man. This is really a testament to the fact of put it on your skin. Like, it is essential. Put this on your skin, cake yourself up in the entire test bottle, and actually wear the fragrance outside and see how it performs. Because again, not with the objective of performance in mind, but the purpose of getting a fragrant experience that matches the excitement and energy in the opening, and at least maintains most of that. And especially at this price point, like, that is not much to ask. But yeah, so this was African Rooibos from Chris Collins. I'm giving it an 8, nothing more, nothing less. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of it. And yeah, let's get a conversation started. I hope you guys stay blessed. I'm going to throw 2 videos up based off what you've been searching for. And definitely also join my free Discord server that's in the description. We have well over 60, 70 members now, and I put a lot of secret stuff in there. I'm not going to lie. People have been getting blessed in there all day long since I started it. So if you want to know where the real fun's at, hit us up on Discord and join our super tight-knit community full of awesome, amazing people. Speaking of which, hope you're having a great week, and I hope this video was valuable to you. And stay blessed. And until next time, peace.